Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to jump on my computer and show you how you can convert any song that you find online into a really basic lead sheet for your students. And the great advantage of lead sheets, of course, is that students who are still trying to learn how to read music won't struggle with all those really difficult rhythms that you find in pop song arrangements written down online. So if they can read a lead sheet, you are going to supercharge and shortcut their ability to play the pop songs that they really want to play by a factor of 10 at least. So let's jump onto the computer and I'll show you a few tricks about how you can do this.
So before we get started in talking about how to create a lead sheet, let me just show you what a lead sheet is so we're all on the same page, so to speak. So a lead sheet is, and this is just on Google, a version of music where you only have a melody line written with chords above, sometimes with lyrics, often not. And so it's a way that jazz musicians have played music for a very long time because they tend to improvise most of what goes on in the left hand. So you can see in this example here, this is a jazz lead sheet, simple melody. There's also the lyrics and then the chords are written above. So the example I had at the start, this one here, definitely not a lead sheet because you've got full piano accompaniment and the vocal line. So the question is, how do you create one of these, or why would you want to? Well, you'd want to because the ability for a student to play a lead sheet is a crucial pianistic skill. It's also a great shortcut, and it also, having a chord knowledge, really simplifies a student's ability to learn full written scores because they can start to think harmonically, and it's a fantastic skill for any pianist to have. So how do we actually go about doing that? Well, what I tend to do is search for the song in Google. So I'm going to use Old Town Road. It's just something that's current at the moment. I've been teaching a little bit. So all I type into Google is Old Town Road piano sheet. And that tends to give you generally music notes or muse score tend to be the first options. The great thing about music notes is that you can access the first page for free. And of course, this gives you a setup for what key it's in, how the melody works, the chords, etc. So this is designed for easy piano. I don't think the original is in this key. Now, you can see it looks to be in the key of A, but they've just taken the key signature right out. But what we've got here is, it's not a lead sheet because there is a left hand written. However, it's incredibly simple to turn this into a lead sheet by just ignoring the left hand. I've even sometimes just pasted over the left hand, just put, you can actually get rolls of blank music score. I don't know if you've seen that. Have a look on Amazon for it. I'll pop a link down below to it. You can just basically remove the left hand or just put, stick something on it, and then you could photocopy the sheet once you've paid for it, obviously, just to remove that left hand so the students aren't referring to it. And then you've got a lead sheet. You've got the melody, you've got the lyrics, and you've got the chords above. So that's a really easy way to get started. You can also, when you're in music notes, for example, you can actually transpose it. The original published key, I'm sure, was not C major. So let's do a little bit more exploring. So another way, if there isn't music or you don't like it or whatever, the other thing to search for is a chord chart. So a chord chart, let me show you. Ultimate Guitar tends to come up first in the list when you search for chord charts. So let's have a look at the Ultimate Guitar chord chart. So a chord chart is just a lyric sheet with chords written above, and it's what a guitarist would tend to use to play along to, but pianists can do it as well. The only thing that's missing from this is, of course, the melody line. But if a student wants to sing the song, and I encourage them to do that when they're learning pop music, then this is a great opportunity because all they have to do is play bass notes in the left hand, chord in the right hand, and just keep a steady beat, just like a guitarist would do, and they can play along to this song while they sing it, which is fantastic. If they want to play the melody, and it's something that a student has brought into the lesson, chances are they'll know the melody pretty well. So just ask them to play the melody. You can work it out by ear, and I'll give you some tips on that in a sec. Play it by ear and then add the chord in the left hand. Can take a bit of coordination, but it's another good approach. Another site that you could use if you want to find out the chords for any song is Hook Theory. I've talked about this before, and we'll pop a link to my other videos about hook theory. What we're going to do is click on the tabs button here and just use the search. Let's do Old Town Road again. There it is there. And what you'll get now is a chord chart you'll also get the melodic. Now, it's not written as music, but these are the actual notes. You can see D sharp, C sharp, B, G sharp. And this is the original key. It's actually G sharp Dorian. There you go. Who would have thought? And if I press play, so the interesting thing you can do with this too, because these aren't particularly user-friendly chords for a child, particularly a beginner, is you can change the key. So now, interestingly enough, if we put it in C, we're in C Dorian, so we've got E flat and B flat, which doesn't agree with this being in the key of C. So this first chord's A. So let's see if we put this in A, whether that agrees then with the first. Yeah, it does. There we go. A, C, G, D, which is exactly what this one was doing. A, C, G, D. So this could be the simplest, I guess, key to working with a student. So again, for this, we haven't got lyrics written, but we have a kind of melody line. Students could potentially write that into a manuscript if they wanted to. But for most of my students, I really just focus on the chords. Can we play the chords? Either playing the chords and singing along, or playing along to the YouTube, or putting the chords in the left hand and playing the melody. And they could use this, E, D, C, C, G, A, and they've got the notes there. It's kind of already in front of you. And you haven't had to actually read the music itself, which is pretty cool. Now, another bit of software that I've got another video on is called Chord Tracker by Yamaha. You can use that to analyze the chord progression in any song in your iTunes library, which is quite cool. And I've got another video that I've got on Chord Tracker, so I'll pop the link to that one below as well. So they are the sources that I use to create a lead sheet for a student. Once you've got these chords, or the chords here, or these chords here, this is in a different key obviously, all you need to do is grab these out, pop them into a Word document or a note or something like that. If you want the lyrics, you can add those in, print it out, and then you can work on that with your student. And it's a great way to explore this idea of pop music, which is all chord based for students. Finally, if you are looking for some easy to play chord lead sheets, then do head to timtopham.com/pop, where you'll find my favorite top 10 go-to songs, and you can see the list here. And if you want to actually get the downloads with the sheet music, the chord charts, how to play it, and some teaching tips, then just click on the yes please, add your details, and you'll be able to download that.
So I hope you found that video useful and have some new ideas about how you can incorporate lead sheets into your lessons. And if you're interested in this idea about lead sheets, how to teach it, what you do with the left hand, all those kind of things, then make sure you check out my Take the Lead course. It's a part of my membership for piano teachers at the Inner Circle. We'll pop a link in the description below. It was created by the fantastic Forrest Kinney. He's an absolute superstar, and it comes with an almost 100-page download with all the musical examples you could possibly need to get both you and your student playing lead sheets like a pro. So make sure you check that out. And of course, if you've got any questions at all or comments, please leave them below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Have you subscribed to this YouTube channel yet? If not, make sure you click the link on this page to do so. And while you're about it, make sure you check out our other links to other videos, and also to my blog, where I've got lots and lots of great articles and videos and teaching manuals and lesson plans to help you in your teaching studio. Have fun.